Hi everybody, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us as we track severe Cyclone Donna. It's a Category 4 tropical storm and it's heading towards New Caledonia. Here it is at the moment on the animated wind map. It's sort of cleared much of Vanuatu. There's still some big downpours and some gusty winds in the area, but generally speaking, it's now very quickly tracking southwards towards New Caledonia, where it's likely to hit there sometime early on Wednesday morning, we think. Places like Noumea, with a couple of 100,000 people, right here on the eastern part of New Caledonia, exactly where this is going to track down. Around New Zealand, we've got high pressure, so a bit of anticyclonic gloom in some areas. That's that low cloud that gets trapped under the high. There is, yes, another depression up here near Fiji. It is unlikely to become a cyclone at this point. It's just a small low. And the other one is down here, this big system coming towards the Tasman Sea, although it's not a storm either. Now, a lot of people are asking me, how come this storm, when you can see the sort of wind flow here around this big high in New Zealand, how come this system is heading into it and not carrying on this way? Well, let me show you the next map, because it's the same wind map, it's just a different level. So the atmosphere is very similar to the sea. There are lots of different currents at different levels. And this is a different level higher up. Notice this big strong wind. This is the jet stream. It's basically a river of fast moving air, and if you fly and you get the turbulence, that's quite often to blame. So there's the cyclone. You can see there's like this invisible wall. That's the reason why it's stopped tracking towards Australia and why it's now coming down this way. This will basically, the jet stream will basically knock the top of the cyclone off, and then that starts to weaken it, and that's likely to happen once Donna leaves the tropics and heads more towards New Zealand. So this is how it's looking at the moment, and as a CNN affiliate we get to use some of their graphics, which is pretty cool. This is showing the current setup, at least on Monday morning, of where Donna was located. Look at the eye, perfectly visible there. It is clearly west of Vanuatu, which is just to the east there, and the system is tracking quite quickly now southerly at 17 k's an hour. For those who watched over the weekend, it was sort of bouncing along. So there's the tracking you can see over the next few days. It is going to pass very close to Noumea, which is just there on the eastern part of New Caledonia. So this is a serious storm still, and at Category 4 status, it's likely to stay that way for a day or so, or at least hover around Cat 3, Cat 4, and then it'll be down around the Cat 3, Cat 2 mark, which is still pretty severe once it reaches New Caledonia, probably Tuesday night and into Wednesday. All right, rain-wise, we'll just quickly touch on this. Look at the intense rain. There's New Caledonia. So not a lot of rain just off the side, but boy, what a huge amount just in here. If you look at the scale, that's over 500 millimeters, over half a meter of rain coming just for that area there. And the wind, I particularly like this map because a lot of people think when you see the big satellite maps and you see these huge storms, you assume all of it is stormy, but actually it's only the middle part that is destructive. So between these two countries, you can see there's a lot of damaging winds, but most of it is out at sea, but it's all around the middle. So as this tracks down towards New Caledonia and the populated places like Noumea, this is certainly one to watch. Now the tracking towards New Zealand is still not locked in. We are seeing a number of models that are picking it moving to the east, and as I just showed you, the jet stream from Australia acts like a giant leaf blower, and it helps sort of guide Donna along out to the east. So while some models do expect it to come into the North Island, the majority of them are still picking it will be out east. So here we go, this is just the last rain map we've got. This is actually Thursday morning in New Zealand, and you can see there is ex-Cyclone Donna here, or it might still be a cyclone technically at that point, but it'll be, you know, coming out of that status. Then you've got a cold front here and a low, and it's all of this joining up with a blocking high, their weekend high out to the east here, holding it all up now as these rainmakers come in. And this was always our concern last week, was that the rain would connect between the two and you'd end up with a whole lot of rain. So we're still keeping an eye on it. New Zealand is not yet locked in with the weather we're going to be getting here, but New Caledonia is basically, that's the focus for the next couple of days. So we'll certainly keep you up to date. If you need more information on New Zealand's forecast this week, don't forget weatherwatch.co.nz has 1,500 10-day forecasts, so plenty of information for you. We'll catch you again on Tuesday with the very latest on New Zealand's weather and of course Cyclone Donna.